My name is Kevin Vargas, and I am a White Sox fan. Now, when it comes to the history of the Chicago White Sox, it's storied with so many great tales of legend, of struggle, of strife, of success, triumph, tragedy, you name it, it's all there, like it is with any baseball franchise. But what makes the Chicago White Sox unique is 1919. This is the cap of the 1917 world champion Chicago White Sox, who defeated the New York Giants. And at the time, many thought it was the birth of what was going to be a great dynasty. In 1918, Major League Baseball held a shortened season due to the American participation in World War I, where many baseball players were doing their part for the country, thus leaving behind depleted rosters. The 1918 White Sox finished a poor 57-67, 17 games behind eventual world champions, the Boston Red Sox. Then, in November of 1918, World War I came to a conclusion, and by the start of the 1919 season, rosters were once again returned to capacity, as was the playing schedule. And in that season, the Chicago White Sox were considered the best team in baseball. And then something happened on the way to a world championship. Currently inside Centennial Museum is the temporary exhibit, Baseball on the Border. Thanks to the movie 8 Men Out and Field of Dreams, even casual baseball fans and some non-baseball fans know the story of Shoeless Joe Jackson. They know the story of how the Chicago Black Sox, the 8 Men Out, were supposedly in line with gangsters and through the 1919 World Series. Now, in a court of law the following year, it was ruled not guilty. However, at the time, the newly appointed commissioner, to show absolute power and to make a point that anyone who gambled or worked in league, or at least was in the room even and heard about it and didn't report, was going to be banned from the game for good. And thus the story of the 8 Men Out began. The 8 men of the 1919 Chicago White Sox, who would forever become known as the Chicago Black Sox for their part in the blackest hour of Major League Baseball. But what I'm here to do is not judge history, not judge the Black Sox, but simply share part of the story that people have lost out on. That is the fact that at the end of 8 Men Out, Buck Weaver's character is sitting in the stands in Hoboken, New Jersey, and two fans are debating about whether or not that's Shoeless Joe Jackson in the outfield playing. Because these stories are true and have been documented, that many members of the Black Sox went on to play in outlaw leagues or barnstorm leagues across the country. Their desire to play baseball was so great, they never stopped, even though they would never again be paid professionals by their name in the major leagues. One such place where these Black Sox supposedly played was El Paso, Texas, in the outlaw leagues. In El Paso, in 1925 through 1927, the team played in the Copper League, 4 cities that were mining towns, that had miners and some pretty wealthy backers that wanted to put good baseball teams on, both for the recreational benefits of its employees and for the pride of the city and their business. 3 confirmed Black Sox who played in El Paso at one time or another, and it's still up for debate if any of them played any time for El Paso, are Buck Weaver, Chick Gandil, and Claude Lefty Williams. We do know for a fact that they did play an exhibition game, it's been well documented, for the old McGinty Club. They did that right after the opening of Dudley Field. What's lost to history still is the 3 Black Sox who played baseball in El Paso, if they actually spent any time other than that exhibition game against Albuquerque playing for El Paso. So much like the legends of the Old West, all we can do is speculate on their time in the Old Pass. Even so, the fact remains, Dallas Stoudemire, John Wesley Hardin, Baz Outlaw, John Selman, even Wyatt Earp weren't the only outlaws to spend time in this border town. And just like history judges them as sinners or saints, depending on your point of view, the likewise controversial characters George Buck Weaver, Charles Chick Gandil, and Claude Lefty Williams did indeed play ball in El Paso, Texas.